Hey everyone! Welcome back. I am back today with more Attack on Titan, you guys. I don't even know what's going to happen next, but I'm so excited to see and a little bit scared as always. If you're joining me early today, you already know what that means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and as always, I'm sending up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description down below. So, a couple things about last episode because it was pretty crazy. A few of you have pointed out to me that the whole tattoo thing with Mikasa may have come off a little bit differently in the anime than it did in the manga, because in the anime we saw Mikasa's mom like telling her to pass down this cross stitch or embroidery of some kind way back in like season 1 in the flashback about what happened with Mikasa and Eren when they were little, and apparently it was actually a tattoo in the manga. So I guess that was like a Wit Studio decision, and now that Wit Studio isn't doing it anymore, the other studio came in and were like, no, we're gonna do it the manga way. It personally didn't really take me out of it because I didn't remember the cross-stitch thing at all. I don't know if it had been a tattoo instead, if it may have like jarred my memory when they mentioned that. Probably not. But it is good to know, like, oh, so there was actually kind of like a cohesive thread to this. This had been planned for a while. I mean, I'm sure it's all been planned for a while. I have no doubt. Like, the whole thing was just very meticulously planned from the start by the author. But I thought that was interesting. Some people pointed out that the Eren Hanji scene where he grabs her and is saying, you know, I could get out of here anytime I wanted. If you have a plan, if you have some kind of great plan, then tell me. I kind of took it as a somewhat like, hey, I could get out of here if I wanted. I'm only staying here because, you know, it suits me at this time. And that seemed like a fit of like overconfident rage to me. But some folks have pointed out that him telling her, like grabbing her and being like, please, if you have any plans on how to get out of this, tell me now, was almost kind of like an act of desperation, as opposed to maybe it was like a mix of both, of like the, you know, I could do anything I want and desperation. Certainly the two fights thing that Hanji mentioned, I couldn't tell for a while if she was just messing with him or if she was being insightful. Maybe a little bit of both again, but it does seem like he's kind of fighting like two wars. And the whole events of last episode really begged the question of what exactly has happened to Eren and what is his reasoning for the actions that he's taken. We know on some level, we know that, okay, we're running out of time. We had the flashback where he was saying like, he seemed pretty determined to take the offensive on this. But then we have, you know, kind of situations like what we saw last episode where he's trying to avoid things like sacrificing Historia or the rumbling, or and present day, it seems that his actions kind of go against that. So, you know, we had some wonderful kind of compare and contrast scenes of then and now last episode, where we get to see the whole crew as they were when we kind of started on this journey. The one that we're on now, not the show as a whole, but and we have the conversation about none of them, Eren not wanting any of them to be the ones to inherit his Titan, and just, you could see that deep caring and friendship there. And oh, someone pointed out to me that the little staring contest that Connie is having with Sasha, it's kind of funny, but you can almost kind of see in his eyes that he's worried about her. And I did notice too upon editing that that look that he has in his eye when he's telling her like, you're an idiot, don't do it, is the same look he has, or very similar look to when he's talking with the gang present day and talking about how Eren laughed when he heard about Sasha. So I don't know if there's like any important deep reasoning behind that. I just something I noticed, and I'm like, ooh, this might be some kind of like deep hidden meaning detail. I'll go ahead and mention that. So, you know, we have that kind of contrast between just that bond that they had, that they shared when this all started a few years ago, that just seemed unbreakable, versus today where, you know, they're talking about, honestly, you know, Armin goes as far to bring up, like, hey, we've got the Titan serum. If we need to take back the founding Titan, we can, if it comes to that. While still kind of also saying that, like, hey, you know, we're going to go talk to him and everything. Kind of like being the voice of reason, but at the same time, like, I'm not sure if he was just trying to, like, calm them down and be like, look, we can always do this if we need to. Or if that's, like, actually on the table now. But it's a crazy contrast to see them, like they're practically, like, family. They're closer than family in the flashback, and have this, they all have this deep caring for each other. And Eren has such a deep caring for them. I have to believe that whatever is going on, for Eren in his mind, it's some kind of extension of that deep caring. You know, it's not, you know, John was saying, oh, but he put Mikasa in danger and he made Armin come out with the Colossal Titan. And that's all true. And that might go against some of the ways that he's acted in the past. But I gotta believe, like, there's not some switch that's been flipped where he just is, you know, gone off his nut completely. I'm sure he's in a horrible headspace because of everything that's going on, but, you know, I have to believe that it's not it's not as cut and dry as that, let's put it that way. We also had some other crazy stuff going on last episode. Just, I'll note it really quick that Mikasa's a princess. She's not an actual princess, but she is like a lady apparently. She is a descendant of royal blood, which is crazy, but pretty awesome as well. And Historia is a, well, we don't know if it is Historia a mom now, because we haven't really seen too much of Historia around. We know we saw her pregnant, and they mentioned that, like, oh, the dad is someone who helped her at the orphanage and everything. And I just kind of feel like, I don't know why, and I could just be reading too much into it, but why do I feel like they're going to swerve that? Because they showed a guy talking to her, and I'm like, oh, okay, that must be the dad. But I just get this horrible feeling that, like, we're going to have some kind of awful swerve, and it's going to be like one of our crew is the dad or something. I don't know. That's probably, is that too juicy? Is that too juicy drama for for a show like Attack on Titan, where we have characters straight up saying in the middle of conversation that they're Titans, like what Reiner did back in the day? You tell me. So, all right, guys, I'm that wonderful blend of excited and scared to see what's going to happen next. What do you say? We go ahead and get started with the next episode of Attack on Titan. Let's go. Do they have her, like, no, they don't. They don't have her restrained. I thought they had her restrained. Oh, that's the classic. That's the classic get out of prison. Oh. Literally overkill. Oh my God, Gabi. Oh. Yeah, what we never did get. What's their feeling on? Oh, what's Reiner? What's going on? What's their feeling about Zeke now? I'd love to know. Yeah, that's like the last thing he remembers. Oh my God, wait till they tell him they got captured. Oh no, well, not even captured. Well, they're captured now, but they willingly. Oh. She doesn't want to take it off. Come on, Gabi. Have you met this guy? He's like, oh, no, oh. I just saw her bash someone's head in. I really don't want you to get on her bad side. It's important to her. Oh, Gabi. She thinks that by, like, minding her place, she'll be considered one of the good Eldians. Gabi, be cool. Oh, she just thinks they're all devils. This poor girl is gonna try to help them, and Gabi wants to bash her head in. Oh, siblings was an interesting choice. Oh, no, I thought it looked like the dude. No, no. Oh, no, Gabi, what are you, Gabi? They're just so nice. Yeah, just distract everyone. Oh my God, the meal is so good. Oh boy. Come on, Mia. Oh gosh, oh. Is she gonna be able to even... Oh, okay. Oh boy. Oh, look, there's... Oh, everyone's... They want to handle this like a democracy. I don't think Hanji's in a real great... Oh. Yeah. I think Hanji is feeling a little... That is true. That is true. After everything that's happened, I feel like Hanji is just really doubting herself. Oh, interesting to see him kind of defending Eren now. I mean, that is one way to look at it. Oh, I don't know if that's such a good idea, you guys. Yeah, well, if her hand was kind of forced, it seems like. Oh, Hanji. Yup, you better respect. Wow. Hanji doesn't play. They're just so on board with the cause here. And that is one way to look at it, that they are fighting for their lives, and Eren was a hero to them, and... Oh, she's remembering those words. Oh, Hanji. Hanji. I'll bet you are. Her work is never done. They're you know, you gotta be careful when your cause becomes more important than any law, anything else. Oh my God, it's the girl! It's the girl! Oh, followed in her footsteps? Oh. Keep your mouth shut as in stop talking this way, or don't, like, she's understands but don't go blabbing. Oh, she's having, what is that? What is that? What's this about? Oh, hang on, I gotta pause this. So wait, Mikasa's having like painful flashbacks. What's that about? Just obviously just like a very painful memory that is causing her like actual physical pain. Okay. Paradise Island Devils. Oh boy. An insult referring to King Fritz and the Eldians who fled to Paradise Island. In Titan Studies, the Paradise Island threat, quote-unquote, theory claims that the Eldians who fled there still bear a grudge from the Great Titan War and despise the rest of the world. With the threat of Eren Yeager now apparent, the insult holds truer than ever. And the weird thing is, like, they didn't, but because they had their memories wiped. The whole thing is so messed up because when you think about it, they're only attacking because they think they're going to be attacked because of what Marley has done to them, you know, and so, like, saying that, oh, they hold this great grudge and they want to kill us all and blah blah blah. It's like, well, but you have plans to kill them and you hate them and you like bring up your the Eldians in your country to like hate the other so I mean, like, to me it kind of feels like the chicken and the egg. It's not the chicken and the egg because I think it did start, like, you can trace the start back to their, you know, their history and everything. It's not exactly like that, but I mean, they were infiltrated by the Marley Nation, and they are doing what they're doing because they feel like, okay, well, there's only a matter of time till they're coming to get us. And that's not untrue. They're basically just kind of taking a break from it because they've got like some other stuff going on. So it's such an interesting thing to me to see, you know, characters like, which is really interesting to see Floke and everything, considering what we saw of him last season. But it's really interesting to see characters like, this is like this great cause that we're fighting for, and, you know, like Eren's like a hero to them, you know. They want Eren to lead them, and it's not like that's wrong in a way, because he is doing this to try and just do what he thinks is right, I guess, just to like save everyone. But on the other hand, you know, and I feel now strongly that this is why they dropped us into the other side of the war at the beginning of the season here, knowing all of the innocents that are going to be, all the fellow Eldians who, yes, they've been raised to hate these Eldians, but they are discriminated against in their own, not only in their own country, but now we know like the whole rest of the world outside hates Eldians. It's just really hard to sit there and like take a hard stance. It really is. It's not getting any easier, guys. It's not getting any easier for me to take a stance. I've had a couple of you come and tell me like your stances with some really great evidence to back it up, and I think all that's true. I just still can't take a stance. It's really hard. Okay, let's get back to it. What are you getting at? Oh, I see what they're getting at. I'm just really curious to see if getting to know. Oh, go. That was. Is that horse trying to eat Gabi? Is that horse a Titan? It's the horse's doing, hon. It has nothing to do with devils. The horse doesn't know what side of this it's on. I wonder if getting to know people is going to change her perspective. Falco's just... Falco's chill. Right, that's kind of a... Oh, that's a cause kind of dear to her heart. What? Gabi! Gabi, where did that even come from? Way to come out of nowhere. Gabby, are you talking about her now, or are you talking about some self-hatred you've got going on? What? Hang on, does everyone just like know? Oh, she knows, okay. I thought just everyone just knew and they weren't saying anything. Falco's like, I tried so hard! Gabby, you calm the heck down. Gabby. Yeah, no. You know what? I feel so bad for Falco just constantly trying to have to stop her. We need the horse back up in here to take care of Gabby. I'm sorry. Oh, she's covering for them. Holy cow, wait. That's the girl? Oh my lord. Oh my god, no. I didn't even realize it was the same girl. Yeah, what exactly, besides just existing? You're kind! Oh, honey, no, you need to... No. Did they even really do that? I know there was... Grisha didn't think that they did. Yeah, what did her mom do? How can her mom help being born? A century ago! Again, they had nothing. Yeah, her mom was dead that whole time. Her mother didn't do anything wrong. Oh no. Gabby, I hope you are hearing this in your heart. Oh, Falco just spilling the beans over here. Okay, okay. Yeah, they were casualties the same way that a lot of people were casualties of what Aaron just did. That's how she sees it. You can't help where you're born. Funny you should mention that. God bless it. I had no idea it was even the same girl. Oh. Oh. Wow. Why help them? Because... Oh, they put that together. Wow. Oh, they put that together very quickly, actually. Within 6 months. Okay. Oh, no. A surprise. Oh, no. Oh, no. Please don't do that. All right, you guys. Wow. Let's talk. Okay, so first of all, was that, they said the name was Blouse, and I feel like in the past, has it been spelled with an L or an R? Because I'm assuming that looked like him. Was that Sasha's family? Because that's the girl that Sasha saved. But for some reason, I feel like I remember, maybe it's just the way that they spelled it in the past. I remember it being like B-R-A-U-S, but they pronounced it like Blouse. But that's just like the fact, what are the odds that Gabby would, you know, end up at her family's farm? What are the odds that they would, you know, Gabi and Falco would encounter this girl that Sasha, the one that Gabi killed, saved? It's, the whole thing is like, it's really almost like poetic, you know? I mean, it is, because it's a work of fiction, but it's still, it's just like, and it doesn't come out of nowhere either, because it makes sense. They were running out throughout the middle of nowhere, and that's where they happen to live. So, oh man, I gotta say, Gabi in this one, like, I got so frustrated with her. But I'm so frustrated with her because not because I hate her, even after what she did, just because I hate that she hates, you know? I hate that that's the way she looks at it. I feel like I've gotten to know Gabi a little bit, and she's not a stupid girl. I know she has, there's so many things I like about her, and there's so much potential, and it just kills me to see her looking at this so two-dimensionally. When really, I think Falco's kind of got a really good grasp on the whole thing. There's something about, particularly in this episode, and I know some people pointed out that his voice actor is the same one who voices Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, and I could just see that same, like, peaceful, calm kind of, nature about him in this one. The horse was both funny, but also, like, I feel like kind of a throwback to, like, Titans eating people, which is horrifying, but it's something that we're so used to by now that just having kind of that visual is almost kind of like a funny throwback to me. And having her having trouble with the horse was kind of, I was looking for that horse when she was about to get all up on what was her name, Kaya? Can't remember her name now, the girl in this episode. I was like, we need to go get the horse. The horse needs to put Gabi in her place. But it's funny because listening to Gabi so vehemently try to describe why that hate is justified, it becomes clearer and clearer to me that she really hates herself. She just has been born and bred to think this way about her people, about the Paradise people, and I really feel like it's like a self-loathing in a lot of ways, and it comes out as, you know, very understandably, is like, I've got to prove that I'm good. I've got to prove that I'm not like that. And you all are the problem. I'm good. I got to prove that I'm good. And doesn't want to take off the armband because, like, if we go by the rules, if we go by, like, what the people who are oppressing us tell us, then we're the good ones. And it's like, oh my Lord, that's so messed up. So, like, I can't hate her. I'll get frustrated with her for sure. But I can't hate her knowing that she's a product of all the hate that's been spewed onto her. And she's just now, like, paying it forward, but in a bad way. Like, not good paying it forward. Like, people usually like to say, usually paying it forward is a good thing. Oh my Lord. I cannot believe I didn't put it together sooner that was the girl that Sasha saved. And I love, and I'm going to get choked up talking about this again, but I absolutely love that, like I said earlier, in a show where, like, particularly these days, everything is so driven by hate, fear, lack of trust, get them before they get us, etc., etc., there are still people who are inspired by good, positive things, you know, by wanting to be the kind of person who doesn't abandon others. And, you know, in a lot of ways, I'm sure, in many ways, I know that, like, what people like Aaron are doing, they really feel that they're doing for, like, the greater good. And you can see how, like, Aaron has, like, followers who think that they're, you know, it doesn't matter what law we break. It doesn't matter. Like, we're doing this for the greater good. And the problem with that is, I feel like when you start to put your cause on such a pedestal that you'll do anything to achieve it, that's where you get some nasty stuff that goes on in wars, you know? You don't want to go down that road. But at the same time, like, you almost can't when everyone in this is, like, everyone that we're seeing is, like, oppressed, and there's just no good answer, you know? There is no, like, but it's all their fault, just get them. It's not that simple, and I think it's so well done that it just could never be that simple, ever in real life. And I love that that's so brilliantly, efficiently portrayed here. So Gabi and Falco's country adventure has been quite interesting. We see Hanji just with the weight of the world on her shoulders. So apparently Yelena had a little bit of a hand in turning the tide in this whole situation, which makes a lot of sense. It seems like maybe some of the indoctrination we're seeing on I say our side because because we've just been watching them the longest, but on the Paradise side, perhaps is because of some of the things that she's said or done. But poor Hanji, just with the weight of the world on her shoulders. And it is interesting to see everything being run more like a democracy now, though. We we got to see the Reeves guy. We got to see the reporters, right? Or one of the reporters, anyway, I think, from... we had like a throwback episode here, guys. We had like a lot of people come in. So, oh yeah, Mikasa getting the painful flashbacks is interesting. In the past, when she thought about it, did it like come on like a flash like that? Like almost painful? It almost kind of looked like she didn't remember it and she was starting to have memories of it again. And it was, like, hurting her. But I think she did remember it. I don't think she's ever forgotten it. It just seemed like she was, like... I don't know. There's something about that flashback that just seemed, like, really intense. It was almost more like a... I don't know, maybe like a panic attack of sorts. I couldn't really tell, but it didn't look like anything we've ever seen before. I feel like the last time we saw her kind of reminiscing on that, we saw her kind of almost, like... coming out of it with like a newfound appreciation for, not a newfound appreciation, but like that's all the more reason why she just appreciated Eren so much. Maybe just remembering like all the horrible things that Eren did at that time is just like a little too on the nose for her right now. Maybe that's why it was kind of like a painful flashback. I'm not sure. Because someone did point this out to me, too, that, like, you know, technically, like, when he was a little boy, Eren killed a bunch of people. So, you know, it's not like he's ever been, like, this pure, yes, we know why he did it, and thank God Mikasa was all right and everything. I mean, and it couldn't have happened to nicer guys, don't get me wrong. That's sarcastic. But still, though, like... They've been laying the groundwork for this a little bit for a while. It's not like this whole like Eren kind of in a rage thing came out of nowhere. So where we left off was I was so curious to know how Reiner was going to take this because I feel like on the one hand I almost kind of expected maybe Reiner to feel like, oh, so maybe there is someone else who kind of feels like our side isn't the only right way. But knowing that he was a traitor, like, I almost feel more inclined to think that, like, knowing he was a traitor this whole time, and even Reiner was, it seems like, deceived, and that he would kind of lead them into these situations that are now going to haunt Reiner for the rest of his life. Probably be a little PO'd, too. I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that. So yeah, they're about to do a surprise attack, guys. Well, and so we're gonna have another attack on Paradise then. Kind of coming back to where it all started, aren't we? with all of them heading for our crew, because we've been with them the longest. Again, really hard to pick a side here. Can we pick the side of living our lives to honor Sasha, like the girl in the episode did? I like that plan. All right, guys. Great episode. I could just go on for hours about, like, my paranoid rants and theories and crying about Sasha and all that good stuff. But I'm going to wrap it up because I think you've heard enough. So, as always, great episode. Weird to say I enjoyed it because this is kind of a weird show to enjoy, but you know I enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed watching it along with me. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. Please be sure to join me next time and we will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.